lawyer ABDUL KARIM KAMARA. It's a pleasure being here for the first time.
And many thanks, lawyer Kamara. We're very, very happy, and I believe say the rest of the listeners, them both now in this live view, and subsequently viewers them after the program will be very, very pleased for having had you on the program, and maybe waiting else we get for talk about this. But let me just go straight to the program, because this get for be short, precise, concise program. One lawyer Karim Kamara is the issue we border around a court order given to the All People's Congress Party, saying that so una need for go conduct una self since una not able for do una own in-house cleaning. So me they interfere now in behalf of the country Sierra Leone and the people of Sierra Leone, and then pass that order. But even that order, they seem to be having problem in terms of the interpretation within your party. So from a legal perspective, you are happy for understand, and this is not strange because many times we don't talk about them. So it's not like people don't understand the order, and in fact, not to everybody understand that. But broke down this order for we as was passed by Justice Adrian Fisher, please.
Thank you so much. The premises at the takeoff from 90s. I'm not there in any position for make I interpret the judgment of Justice Adrian Fisher. As a matter of fact, it is subjudicial, and by law, the plaintiff will happen to be the interim chairman day before the court for contempt actions. And so therefore, they say waiting the judge tell him for do, you know they do them, or you don't do pass waiting the judge tell him for do. And so therefore, let me make a very clear disclaimer here. Or in other words, let me make a disclaimer that I not get the capacity, the authority for interpret whether what Alfred Peter Conte has done is not contemptuous or not. I am attempting to give in the interpretation as was made by Justice Adrian Fisher, where it make them in a very simple and clear manner, for which me believe say, we say sincerity of purpose day, this judgment of Justice Adrian Fisher not ambiguous. It is in simple English, and for don't try for see how best would they execute this judgment to the best of our ability, because the judge take in time for write this judgment in very simple language, where not require no extraordinary sense to interpret. But however, because of certain issues or because of certain anomalies around the same court order, they don't take the interim chairman, in other words, the plaintiff, back to court for contempt actions. So therefore, I am not in any capacity to interpret this judgment, because it's now before the court of law, and we await the judge for making a ruling as to whether this judgment of his has been complied with to its fullest, or whether there are contempts, or whether certain things are not done. But however, for me to keep the show going, our attempt to just give my own perception, my own view, my humble submission, which in no way you can bank on to say, I have interpreted this and that has given me the locus to do A, B, and Z. No way. I haven't got that capacity. But for make the show go on, I will try to see how best I'll communicate, not as a lawyer, but I'll communicate as a comrade of the All People's Congress Party.
Okay, I think I do like that premise, and a lot of people will like that. So we go interchange between your legal perspective and then as a comrade of the All People's Congress. That's why I say I like that. But going straight to the point, lawyer ABDUL Karim Kamara, that of course you're not in a position for interpreting the judge as mean. But you are admitting that there are issues with the judge in order, but not emanating from the judge himself. So where does this, first of all, if you admit, say there are issues, because the public think there are issues in terms of interpretation, where does this problem lie, sir?
The problem lies around pettiness. The problem lies between few individuals where one surround themselves and still continue the status quo. The problem lies amongst few people where even when the judgment is straightforward, when the judgment was written in simple English, they are finding ways to making these judgments ambiguous and subjecting it to different interpretations. That is where the problem lies.
Okay, simple English can be difficult English for others, but in this case, you know yourself and the way above display from I believe to some but isn't yeah, like the way out the particular structure in which I believe is a 21-man committee divided along lines as well, in which the chair has a 9-man, and then I think the parliamentary representative has an 8-man, and then the other organs of the All People's Congress get a 4-man. Is this in itself not complicated? Would you say this thing is just straightforward as you put them?
Let me lay this bare. For Merck will make this discussion very interactive. I hope you will moderate the program, Mr. Prince. If I don't lay your hands on the judgment of Justice Eden Fisher dated the 28th day of April 2022, because in my own position and in my arguments, I always reference the judgment because I don't want to say anything that is not provided for in the judgment. And so therefore, for make you see the facts I'm ready to lay bare, forever I say, I they give you in root, in grip, who say it anchor or waiting on the powers or the provision for make it come into existence. And so therefore, the beginning of the discussion, as you don't preempt or you don't already initiate the discussion, is with regards the composition of the 21-man committee. If you want to see the composition of the 21-man committee, go to paragraph 75 of the judgment of Justice Eden Fisher. That composition was very simple and straightforward. It not require anything where gets something to do with rocket science. In paragraph 75 of Justice Eden Fisher in judgment, he say, basically, are we going to be jetting in English or pidgin English or strictly English?
Lawyer Kamara, please feel free to use whatever jargons, whatever line of language you want to use, and we will appreciate a multiplicity in terms of communication, because the platform is not only local, it is also international. We get some foreign friends, and they either listen to us now or will listen to we later. But bear in mind that 75%, 70% of with listenership and the people who they try to communicate to this particular issue are Sierra Leoneans.
That being that case, saying 75 or 80% of Sierra Leoneans are accept to get it pidgin. I'll become in English once a while, but I'll keep it strictly pidgin. Let's go to paragraph 75 as I have intimated. The paragraph reads, it says, I they compose a committee that is going to be a 21-man committee. This committee will be charged with the sole responsibility of manning the affairs of the APC right on the day of its inception, leading to the ultimate day wherein new delegates will be ushered in to occupy different stratas in the party. And so therefore, he says, the plaintiff, who happens to be Alfred Peter Conte, shall nominate 9 people, of which there shall be a chairman. The leader of the opposition in parliament shall nominate 8 members in parliament, which is representative, or which will be a representation of the country, north, west, east, and south. 1 member shall be nominated from the diaspora region. 1 member shall be nominated from the National Youth League. 1 member shall be nominated from the Women's Congress, and a lawyer shall be nominated who has got a wealth of experience of 20 years standing at the bar. Clearly put. What exactly began the whole rancor in this party was with regards the remaining 4 people, aside the 8 people that were given to the leader of the opposition in parliament to nominate. Now, the crux of the matter is this. Let me begin by saying that the leader of the opposition in parliament is no less a person but Honorable Chelno Ramadan Majuba. Simplicity. Honorable Ramadan Chelno Majuba happens to be the defunct Western Region Chairperson. Let us understand the basics.
Yeah.
Honorable Chelno Majuba happens to be the then running mate or the then paired partner with Dr. Samura Martin Wilson Kamara for the 2018 presidential flag bearership or presidential elections. Continuing from that same vantage, Honorable Chelno Majuba is the leader of the opposition in parliament. And further to that one, Honorable Chelno Majuba has again re-endorsed his support for the then 2018 presidential candidate, who is Dr. Samura Martin Wilson Kamara, as he continues to push his intention again to running again for the standard bearership or the flag bearership of the All People's Congress Party come the next delegate conference. This is the same Chelno Ramadan Majuba who has registered his support for this same flag bearer he ran with in 2018, who has expressed his interest to continue again to pursue his dream to become again the next flag bearer for APC come 2023. Now, this is common logic, critical thinking. If somebody who is vested with a ticket to appoint 8 people into the 21-man committee has openly declared his support for a particular flag bearer, tell me if you give that particular person a ticket to appoint or select 8 people to come into a committee. Common logic, can that deny him of appointing people who are in consonance or who are thinking along the same line, who believes in his ideology and in his endorsement? The answer is in the affirmative, yes. The answer is in the affirmative, yes, I repeat for the second time. This is the beginning of the challenge in the ITGC. That somebody who has already publicly endorsed a candidate is again given the opportunity to appoint 8 people to come and form the 21-man committee. They are absolutely going to support no less a person but one candidate. This common logic is simple logic. Now, the remaining 4 people, the question you have to ask is, who appointed them? There was no provision here that says it's you or you or you that will appoint. But equally in the position of the judgment says that in as much as governance of the party is concerned, go to paragraph 71 and 72 of the judgment. The judge says, because we will not allow and this APC, that is a whole political party, to have what we call power vacuum, and because the then executive is illegitimate, and that all the offices they were holding, they held those offices illegitimately, we are going to dissolve the entire organogram of the party. But that in itself is not going to deny us to provide leadership for the party. And thus the judge says, I am going to create a 21-man committee. And in this 21-man committee, it says that committee shall be headed by a chairperson. And the chairperson will be no less a person Alfred Peter Conte. Now, if that is the premise I am going to bank on, equally that has given Alfred Peter Conte the powers to have nominated the remaining 4 people. Because the judge says a representative from the National Youth League, a representative from the diaspora region, a representative from the Women's Congress, and a lawyer of 20 years standing. And now the party is now being comprised of who? 21-man committee, of which the committee is provided for with a leader who happens to be a chairman. I think he would have done so. But he didn't do so. He says now, let us come together, appoint the remaining 4 people, and let us come and work in unity for the furtherance of this party. Therefore, let us shelve our pettiness. Let us shelve any individual attachment. Let us shelve any pettiness. Let us shelve any allegiance that we might have held for somebody or someone. Let us put the APC first. And by so doing, let us make the APC an all-embracing party. Let us make the APC all-inclusive. Let us make the APC all-embracing. Let us call all those that in one way or the other might have felt offended, or in one way or the other you might have offended, or in one way or the other that are intimidated or that you are pushed from the party, either they were expelled, they were suspended, wherever angle you take it from. Let us bring them all on board. Because what is fundamental at this point is that politics is about numbers. It's about the more, the merrier. Let us accommodate all and sundry and gear towards challenging or putting up a very strong fight as against the incumbent by ousting them out of governance through legitimate means. And that means through the ballot box come 2023 June. This was the beginning of the rancor. And there comes in the most popular name who falls amongst this category of people that the chairman has said, let us allow all of them to come. And that name happens to be who? Chief Alhaji Siddiqui Samuel Sam Sumana. That he was one amongst those that were expelled from the party. And he says, you know what? Let us bring everybody on board for the interest of the party. And then palaver began. There and then the confusion emanated from. Others says, no, we are not going to allow anybody to come here. More especially those that they are coming pegged on the fact that they can only be ushered in at the National Delegates Conference. And then the chairman says, yes, I am not disputing this fact. But however, for progress to be made, if the ultimate goal of yours is to go to the university and have a university degree, you need to begin your primary steps. That is to say, you have to start at kindergarten 1 or preparatory 1, and you go through the cadre till you dark in the corridors of the university, and you ultimately end up graduating with your division of class or your field of discipline, and then you get yourself gainfully employed. And so if that is the case, he says, Chief Alhaji Sam Sumana had been long ago been welcomed and reinstated into the party. We have correspondence to the effect. We have videotapes to the effect. Let us bring them on board. Let us allow him to participate and feel he is amongst his belonging.
Okay,
However,
Lawyer Kamara, if I can stop you there, you said quite a lot there, and I promise you say we will come to the issue of membership, and especially involving a high-profile person such as Chief Alhaji Sam Sumana, a former vice president. But just for go back quickly, you also say, I mean, you know the question waiting the judge say, because the judge in the infinite wisdom know exactly what he do, what he say, and that is binding. But the same judge will appoint members in a parliament for head a section of this ITGC. And this is involving Honorable Chelnomaju Cheri Koko, aka you the question in wisdom as to how in go about for do waiting the judge by interpretation mandate and for do. Is it not waiting the judge asked because you the question your membership inside this committee? Waiting I mean by this just quickly, I'm not just make a clarity on that. Waiting I mean by this, the judge appoint Cheri Koko inside the parliament for head this thing, and waiting you see say you get opposition to now because Cheri Koko, according to you, already get somebody way in the support, and so therefore is a conflicted person. So even though this might be true, but the judge still appoint him, and you respect the judge in wisdom. I'm lost here.
Okay, thank you so much. Just a quick rectification.
Yeah.
I not challenge or I not question the powers where the judge vests in the leader of the opposition in parliament. In fact, the powers where the judge Guillaume was to appoint 8 members of parliament, which is representative of the nation. And that he has done accordingly. So there's nothing wrong with that. My area of logic and critical thinking is this, that if we're having the more especially 21-man committee, it begins and anchors with the fact that this same person, when we don't declare in support for a particular flag bearer, give him a ticket, say appoint 8 people and count them into this committee, he is going to appoint people who are loyal and who are supporting his candidates. Do I make it clear this way?
Yeah, but the point I'm trying to make, Lawyer Kamara, is the judge, sure enough, in the infinite wisdom, will have seen this, but still yet went on for. It was no secret. This is not to be secret thing. Like Cheri Koko was a VP runner. Now the last ticket, 2018, and then long before Judge Adrian Fisher, they make in directive. Apparently, Cheri Koko may still support Dr. Samura Kamara. So therefore conflicted for such reasons. But still yet, the judge, where the questioning decision at all, still decide or use this man into this structure. That's my point I'm trying to make.
That is the same point I am equally emphasizing on. That the judge was magnanimous. The judge was so smart and intelligent. Before Cheri Koko they declare for Samura Kamara, he has already been made the leader of the opposition in parliament. That you must understand. One. And then secondly, before the constitution of the ITGC having the chairman, the only APC that was existing before this judgment that very day was the members of parliament that are there in parliament representing the APC. Not forget that the whole structure of the APC has been disqualified, has been ousted out on the grounds of illegitimacy.
Yeah.
And so the question you ask now, amongst the whole APC, now if you don't scrap everything, who say you go see leader for APC? The only way you go see leader for APC was in parliament. And who is the leader of APC at that moment, at that material time? Was Cheri Koko, who is leading the APC in parliament. Before the formation, before the formation of the 21-man committee, where they come back for command the activities of the party. Try to understand the time frame here. So the judge in no way for not able for circumvent somebody for appoint, from which angle for not choose policy for appoint the members of parliament there. In no way. Because if you go to parliament say you want to go appoint members of parliament for forming the 21-man committee, the first question you ask yourself is that this party in parliament, who is providing leadership for them in parliament? Do I make it clear now?
Yes. I mean, it makes a lot more sense having clarify that. So let me move on to something where you need to deal with before I want to let you set this other premise, which is the issue of membership. So legally speaking, because you did say, from a legal perspective, there is a directive from Justice or Judge Fisher in terms of membership. Now let me go back again to the party, because the party get in your line of operation, in your line of directive, as opposed to waiting the judge tell una for do. But even when the judge tell una waiting for do, now una need for come together and agree, say, well, we will take care, and try for compromise something, because all of this legal thing we talk about was something for let a huge political party compromise the different issues and try for represent the country and the membership. But this does not seem to be the case. In the case of the membership of Sam Sumana, I believe within the APC constitution, it did say somebody we don't left the organization, we don't go form a different party, or if you were expelled or dismissed for some reason, your re-entry into the party, you get conditions. I wonder whether you want to explain that condition to the general public, if there are conditions indeed.
That's a very good question. And today I will attempt to demystify these conditions and lay them bare. The judge in wisdom, he deal with membership issues as different positions in judgment. Let me hastily, because time not today, I'm in interest. Let me hastily bring you to the positions or the areas where the judge deal with them. When you read paragraph 59 of the judgment, the judge prepare premises. Before they go now, for make you go give directives as to paragraph 9010 4. What I mean, sub paragraph 10, sub paragraph 4. He's saying, the judge make it abundantly clear. He said, "Una solve." He said, the ITGC. He said, "Una solve all the problems that were the anchor around membership issues." He said, "But don't forget to." He said, "That other membership issues so una get for solve, where they hinge or where for making una finalize them, una for do in consonance with una constitution." He said, "Una make sure say una put on the agenda. When they go to delegates conference for go solve them all." Do you know what that means?
Please tell us.
It simply means all thing we for do with membership issue, una solve them. For make una go crown everything. When una reach the delegates conference, una put on the agenda for say always una don't do so. For make it get in legitimacy now, una can legitimize them at the National Delegates Conference. He is not basically saying that all unresolved membership issues must start at the Delegates Conference and must end there. That is not what he has said. He said all finally at the National Delegates Conference. The next question you will ask yourself is this. That tells you that for you to make you go get a final stage, you must have a preparatory stage or a beginning stage, or call them a beginner stage. And so it is the beginner stage that we have done to welcome all and sundry to come. Allow everybody for play. Let me give you a simple analogy in football. Me, they support Liverpool. I am a die-hearted fan of Liverpool. Everybody will sabi me, they call me of Liverpool. I love Liverpool to me core. But let me share with you something. Even in football, we get rules where they govern football. You can go buy player, very good player. But some other player not get what we call work permit. And as a matter of fact, you can go buy them, you don't sign out, all you don't do in Liverpool. If I were you can at Liverpool, when they don't get interesting room, when I don't print in jersey, when I don't do everything, when I don't obey, when I don't sign all in paper then. For tell you say this player now a Liverpool player. But however, the game rules say, in order to play it na that pitch of Liverpool until you don't get a worker's permit. But that don't mean say that player not a Liverpool player. That don't mean say that player not the jog, you know they train. You know they're gonna train field and train with Liverpool players there. If they train with them, then they eat together, then they go na cabby, then they go train, then they do everything until that moment where they don't sign that in paper. Saying I don't get workers permit, now you get right for make you play. Then the sooner the coach get now the playing time, it get in jersey now, they don't set already. It just gets to the field and play and score. So this is what exactly we are doing. We don't buy this player, now Liverpool player, We want to give them the chance for make you go the train and say no, enough for train. We want to give the chance for make you go to go na Kabi, na AXA stadium for make you go to go exercise in the flexing muscle, be good train. They say no, enough for train it. The whole thing wait for do if I wait stay in a delegate conference and then they train, and they will print in Jazzy, and then they what to say for me.
Okay.
The only thing now with the wait in a delegate conference is for me to put on an agenda say all unresolved membership issues that the party will don't resolve. Everybody don't done. We all now one family. We na APC. That's all we go to the national delegate conference now. But the basic steps, the primary steps, we will not take them all before they go to the delegate conference.
Exactly, sir. And there lies the problem. The basic steps, una for don't take them before una they go to delegate conference, but this is not the case. You cite Fisher in Directive paragraph 90, I think 10, subsection or sub rule 4. Sorry, sir.
4 years 4.
Yeah, sub rule 4.
But
so
you get the judgment before you.
Yeah, I just get bits and pieces. You know, yeah, but I will quote that and listen for which.
I wish you read them, make the whole one here because if I read that, so then go fix and read them from another page.
So it is about me basic understanding. I did read them before I come, but I not get the text before me. But I do have notes the way I take, which is about the responsibility of the interim committee for manage the party inactivity till una go to a national delegate conference. Is that correct, sir?
Yes. When you talk about the functions of the ITGC, I reference you to a specific paragraph. We deal with them. When it begins with paragraph 90.
Yeah.
Go to paragraph 90:11. It outline all the functions.
Okay.
Paragraph 91 to 11. It outline all the functions of the ITGC.
Okay, Lawyer Kamara, let me deal with this step by step. Yeah, because this is a broad document and open to interpretation from this different perspective as opposed to yours. But the reason why I cite this again that on the issue of unresolved membership, now that make aside this particular one. And what he also say is it get for happen in accordance with the APC in Constitution, I believe in Article 10 of the 2022 Party Constitution.
Yes.
Yes, sir. So what exactly it talk about the resolving of party membership within the party? Can the chairperson, Mr. Alfred Peter Conte, unilaterally take decision on who for bring, when for bring, how for bring person come inside the party?
If I let me answer that question straight on, Comrade Alfred Peter Conte hasn't got that power to take unilateral decisions to endorse or to make any decisions for and on behalf of the ITGC. But
okay,
wait. I'm not done. Let me
carry on.
But however, decisions of the ITGC shall be made by simple majority. And so Comrade Alfred Peter Conte has never said this decision is made by Alfred Peter Conte. No. He will say, at the ITGC or person to paragraph 90:10, the ITGC have decided or the ITGC has resolved A, B, and Z. And then he signs. He signs to give it the authenticity because he is the face of the ITGC. So whatever he has done in consonance with the ruling of the judgment, according to me.
Yes, sir. Okay, hang on there. You say you know the question Justice Fisher in directive way, but according to you, this is what you are intimating that you are doing directly. They interpret the judge in directive. But let me left that one side. Are you implying or insinuating that the actions taken by the chairperson, Alfred Peter Conte, where the judge say decisions has to be taken based on a simple majority, and Alfred Peter Conte definitely does have a 9% on side, and the others have a 12 if you like. So when Alfred Peter Conte take a decision without the consent of the other party them to this ITGC, this construct, are you saying because he's the chair, so therefore we gain the benefit of the doubt in the majority? Are you saying any of that in terms of this membership issue?
No. Let me give you a simple analogy.
Please.
Go to paragraph 90:10:6. Paragraph 90:10:6 talks about simple majority. It says, in order to achieve unity within the party, decisions of the ITGC shall be by simple majority. The judge did not say all decisions. He says decisions.
Okay. No,
Mr.
Lawyer Kamara, 1 minute.
Young man, I am talking to the world.
No, I do agree.
Very strong. And when
it is for the same reasons, Lawyer Kamara, with all due respect, sir, it is for the same, you made a good point. It is for the same reasons of clarity. I want to pause you there. So you are now saying, somehow you are agreeing with me that the directive of the judge did not say that in all cases decisions made has to be by a simple majority, correct?
You know what you're not doing? I am finding it difficult.
No, sir.
When I am preparing premises and I want to land, when I read, it doesn't mean I've said anything. If I read something, I read it ipsissima. So allow me to land and then you make clarifications or questions. But I just read an extract, paragraph 90.10.6, that the judge says, in order to achieve unity within the party, decisions of the ITGC shall be by simple majority. What does the judge really mean here by simple majority in an attempt to give it my own perception as a comrade in the APC? Now that, let us look at this way. Simple majority doesn't mean a quorum. The judge not state a quorum. The judge say it should be done by simple majority. The judge knew very well, he did not say it should be unanimous. It should be that all the 21-man committee must agree. He not say so. The judge get wisdom. The judge know what they do, and it do in the best interest of the APC. And so therefore, let's take a simple analogy. Prior to this time, APC be the worker in a parliamentary, common do. When they want pass bills in a parliament. When they want can discuss bills, they say, oh, who they walk off. Does that mean walking out of parliament is going to stop the SLPP from passing the bill in parliament? No. When they don't rectify the bill, they don't read in third reading and they want to endorse some, they will tell you, say the speaker, they say, all those who are in support say yay. Those who are against say the yeas have it. Simply means the one they will end at the well of parliament at that material time are those people that are going to make the decision. And so therefore, if the chairman has called a meeting and a few set of others have denied not attending the meeting, and don't forget that this judgment of Justice Adrian Fisher is time-bound. And if others are derailing the interest of the general good, the APC, and the chairman is so desirous of moving ahead with the activities of the ITGC, and those that are there present make decisions, and if the majority of those that are present are in support, that means simple majority. That is where I wanted to land.
Okay. We will go around this all day, all evening, all night. One thing I notice you say, according to your own interpretation. And remember, when we set the premise of this conversation, you did say, just a quick reminder, that you respect the judge. Of course, we should all do in authority, and you are not here, here for question them, neither can you interpret them. And I knew you will, and this is what you continue to do during the course of this interview. But I want to ask you one last question on this before we move to the next point. We border around the same thing though. But according to your own explanation, and you say this is your opinion, so there is a body structured around decision making. Then fragment them apparently deliberately by Justice Fisher so that everybody will have an input. You are making accusations here, say the other people then are responsible or they're not ready, for take the thing forward. Somebody else is also making similar accusations, say, well, now the other people then they create a fence that will not go forward. And remember, say, when I get a public dual obligation, who do we believe?
The taste of the pudding is in the eating. From today when me to begin the talk, I don't believe I don't say anything when just on the figment of my mind. Everything that they say, I they reference you to a particular provision in the judgment accordingly. And so therefore, Papa, let me make this very clear. I mean, Apostle, we're very respectful. Let us be honest to ourselves and put Sierra Leone first against party politics. But when we come again to party politics, let us put the party first as against individual sentiments. Now, if somebody say, may all man come, in common sense or in common Creole, the other person say, no, not all man they come, so man need for wait first. But the truth of the matter is, this na democracy, wherein they say government of the people, for the people, and by the people, and for which political power is given to the majority. They don't say to all, they say to the majority. So if there's somebody there out there that is calling on all to come and let us work in unity, and there are some who say, no, not everyone is coming. Some need to wait till the dying day or the last minute. Amongst we two, let Salon people and decide whether they can do the right thing.
I will agree with you on that note, sir, because we can't continue for hold the people in ransom or hostage. There's a process, and we think that there is a time scale as well. Let me ask you this, sir. Obviously, the ITGC will not establish a responsibility now for manage the party activity till the party they go to a national delegate conference, and the party gets a head. At this time, an interim head, the ITGC, and in person of Chairman Alfred Peter Conte. Alfred Peter Conte, if you can briefly describe in role both within the ITGC as per the mandate of the court, and from what we hear, those of us on the outside, is he been undermined? Are there people out there when they try for court in authority or make sure say he doesn't appear effective?
And the answer is yes, 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 with a higher sense of emphasis. You see one thing in life, now for accept say your time don't pass, your time don't reach, or your time not reach it. In life, let we accept these three things. Today, now Alfred Peter Conte. Tomorrow, it can be any other person. If not in today, let we give them the enabling environment. Let we give them the support. Let we give them the pillars where for lean on, for make execute in duties to the fullest of your ability. Hence, it is in the interest of the APC. But when some few people just feel say, who is Alfred Peter Conte? Who knows this person can be chairman of this party? That is why we get it all twisted. Leadership na God na in the give. Leadership na God na in the bless the person with leadership. Today, I will tell you clearly that all the one that will undermine Alfred Peter Conte, now those one that will just feel say they don't form their own cabal, and that with Alfred Peter Conte, there's the high propensity, the high tendency that this cabal is going to be scattered. And therefore, Alfred is saying, yes, I am going to scatter this cabal. I am going to make this party available and accessible to all and sundry. I am going to make sure that I create a level playing ground for everybody. The son of a dead minister must have the same privilege as to the son of that woman that is just a mere petty trader at Dovecot. In as much as they carry the same APC party card, they must be entitled to the same rights and privileges in the party. This is what we are striving for. And what we know, that to overcome such challenges is not a rosy game. It's going to be turbulent, it's going to be tough, but what we'll continue to assure to Sierra Leoneans, and most especially to the APC people, is that we are not going to relent. We are going to push, and we'll continue to push till we succeed in our ultimate goal of making sure that the APC party, the political landscape in the APC is open, the participatory space is open. We'll make sure that all and sundry will enjoy our core ideology, which is anchored on the All People's Congress, as opposed to the fact that few people have turned it to becoming the Few People's Congress or the Chosen People's Congress.
Many thanks for that, Lawyer Kamara, and we want to appreciate your presence on the platform this evening. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the TNN TV Media Empire. Today, na the 9th of November 2022, and this is Prince Emil Krumah. They come to on live. We want to take a quick commercial break, and at this time,
can I just sing the victory song?
Of course, when we come back, you can sing on before we pose the next question. We just on the hour mark of the break, sir.
Oh, okay, no problem.
Thank you very much. Okay, so Fambulem, let we see how we go forward with this. Okay, that'll be just one of we advert them, and not forget. That's very, very important. You have to be there. Make sure say you did it. Okay, we got a second one. We now one of our sisters as well, but because of time constraint again, so maybe we will just go straight to we guest at this point in time, and we'll play them during this conversation. Lawyer Kamara, welcome back to the second phase of this broadcast. You be want to sing a victory song. Can we hear that victory song and see how much you can sing?
For us, there is victory for us in the struggles of APC. There is victory for us, oh yes, for us, oh yes, in the struggles of APC, there is victory. A, P, C, APC, back to power, 24th June 2023.
Lord, butter, sugar.
Very, very interesting. Let's do one more ad quickly before we get back to that victory song, and let's see how victorious the All People's Congress will become 2023.
The Maboka Boys School and the Matura Girls School, Moga and Moba, they come up with one meet and greet event. Now the Crawford Tenant Hall, Camberwell, SE5, 9EP, November 25. Time 5 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. This na free event. In a can support Matura and Boys School, what they call Moba and Moga. Now the Crawford Tenant Hall. The number they will go contact for know more about this event. Now 0781561875 and 07960849931. In a can dance to Booga Booga. This na Moga and Moba. And I can enjoy.
Yes, okay then. Fambulem, we don't hear all these adverts and one for say thank you very much. And we not forget for attending events. And this event, they promote community cohesion. And let's go back to we guest. We happen for me ABDUL Karim Kamara Esq. And Mr. Kamara, you talk about victory and you just sing a victory song just now. But this not based on faith and hope. It based on exercise. It based on structure. It based on performance, and it based on things the way person they do. Tomorrow belongs to those who are prepared today. So therefore, there has to be actions. And according to what you understand, time of course not in our hand. For example, the rules for lower level elections. Remember, say the Judge Adrian Fisher in directive, it dismantled the party, it decoupled the party, and the party need for go into their elections and they for begin for promote their structure and they for give the party a sound footing for Timapa. But even though the rules for lower level elections are now law, yet still we defend and difficult for see the commencement of the exercise beginning process for structure the party again. What's the hold up?
Okay, thank you so much. In fact, that is more so why we sing the victory song, because I know the second phase of the interview is now going to anchor on what the ITGC has done, what are some of our challenges, and how do we intend to rectify them. Now, the rules, they don't mature, they don't turn law, and by God in power, if I not lie, this interview now make unable to attend a very strategic meeting of the ITGC now, because by all indication, they don't formalize everything and for make them start the membership drive.
Thank you very much for that.
Remember, hello.
Yes, sir. Carry on. Hearing you.
Because remember, we get a huge challenge with membership at the APC. Because some people are not in the APC for donkey years, but they not get membership card. So tell me how them people that go able to vote for the candidates they are the respective cadres for make them get that representation where they want. It will so be surprising to you that the APC party, we done there for over 50 years uninterruptedly, or we done there in existence for over 50 to 60 years. The APC before, I underline the word, before the Emergency National Delegates Conference, the membership of the whole APC was 841 members. That's so surprising. I swear to God. Then imagine after Ukoma adopts the 2022 constitution, when we come, the APC membership grow from 841 to 63,000 some hundred. Just imagine. In less than 3 months, APC gets 63,000 membership. And so this again brings another confusion in the ITGC. For me to open up the membership and challenge the authenticity of this membership. And then successfully, PPRC and the court give me the mandate for MEC to open up the membership. However, the 63,000 membership a day na the database. But equally would they register new members who want to join the party. And so whosoever we don't get the APC membership card, whether nationally or internationally, take your membership card as we begin registration likely this week. And if I not say With all certainty, this week we will get a roadmap. By next week, we will start membership drive for register new members and verification of old members. It will span, I don't want to talk before the chairman, it will span for some time, from which the press release from the ITGC will officially capture the beginning and the end of the membership drive, and when will they start the elections of the lower level. Because don't forget, you not go to lower levels election if you not get membership first. Because some people in the way they don't do APC, so they're a member of parliament and self-trade. So they're Charlie did they not get membership ID card. And these people, you cannot disenfranchise them. They have to give them the right to vote for their people. So if you get ID card na APC, come verify. When they check na the list, if you name the day, we say you name day. In fact, if you don't pay all your dues, then yeah, when they take the old membership na yan, we give the new membership. You know they pay nothing. But if you not be don't pay membership dues and so forth and so on, we go say yes, you name the, but you not be pay one whole year. So pay your membership dues. We take the old card, we give you the new one. Equally, so if you be get the old card, they will check now the membership data we will get available to we. You name not they will tell you say Mama Luko, now your constituency this, now you word this. The registered people in this constituency now the word look there. You name not they do. So the best you can do now for take up your new membership card. Having done so, we entirely go to the lower levels. And that I will tell you, we have already settled that one. We are just waiting now for the official press release from the ITGC.
Yeah, Lawyer Kamara, you are having said all of this. Of course, it sounds great, and this is what the party is supposed to do. But the truth of the matter here is, and it's an open secret. People then they see them, then they feel una, then they see the acrimony, the argument that una not meets the mandate way the court give una, because there's this argument between you guys. So all of what you say is more wishful than reality.
To be honest, it's not wishful. I told you that the press release will have been out today, or maybe I don't get more knowledge for tell you with absolute certainty, because the ITGC, as I'm talking to you now, then they meet now, for make them finally come with a clear position as to how membership is going to be done. Don't forget that, remember, PPRC don't tell you, say, let's open up the membership, because people in the out there, we want membership card. So before they go to lower level elections, we don't do this registration of new members. Yeah, even you said we did not diaspora. People in the diaspora, we sometimes they want APC membership card, we don't be don't get and trade. So therefore make it available to them.
So very, very.
And this is what we are doing.
So very correct, sir.
It is reality.
Yes. But on a realistic basis, you've got like less than 7 months for go towards elections. There are many other underlying problems with the party. And then above all, when they talk about a membership drive, by now they don't even know how much would be the cost of ID cards and how the process get for go through, yet you get time constraints. Isn't that the fact?
To be honest, let me remind you of this reality. APC has what we call strong party ideology. APC is an institution, and APC has a chronological, a tradition, a set pattern where APC they follow. And I want to tell you this truth. So these people, where they see we say we are divided, to be honest to them, they are seeing us divided. For we were in our APC, we know for segment this not to divide. Because what did happen at the APC, so it's not comparable to what happened 2004, 5, 6, when Aneskoma be the kind of APC. The divide was stronger than this one. But now 1 minute to come on a court, we can say Aneskoma want to go to election, win 2007 election.
And you think, say that scenario they go repeat itself, that even if you get an enemy, the enemy big full enough not for don't learn, yeah, from their mistake when and not use to their advantage then, and you go turn out for be the same again. 10 years on, 15 years on?
I swear to God, I will tell you, say yes.
Okay.
Today, APC, the only thing APC wants, now for me, say na the flag bearer this country. Not only APC supporters, the whole Sierra Leone go ready for come out and support the APC and vote for the APC for me to win the next election because of the current reality on the ground.
Okay. Thank you so much again. What do you make of a comment we don't go viral and they create, some, different interpretation now we media space. In fact, now the country as a whole of the ECSL the ECSL chairperson, where he mentioned the All People's Congress as to the problems they wouldn't go through and why X and Y. What do you make of that comment personally?
My position on this is very clear, and I stand with the position of the ITGC. The ITGC don't submit the list of the TIIMC, the members that will form the TIIMC. They don't submit that to her. The ITGC hasn't got factions. To him, he is just there to provide what we call a supervisory responsibility and not charged with manning the day-to-day affairs of the APC. And so therefore, if the ITGC don't submit to a list, that is what he has to go by. The ITGC not get faction. The judge not tell you say the ITGC get faction A, faction B. No. The judge tell you say, I am going to compose a 21-man committee. That committee shall be called the ITGC. And that committee is going to be headed by who? The chairman of the ITGC. And so if the chairman of the ITGC don't submit to PPRC a list of 25 men who are charged with the responsibility to man the activities of the lower level elections, bruh, I think he has to go by it. And
so, Lawyer Kamara, before you go forward on any of that, this submission where the chairman don't make of district chair people going into the National Delegate Conference, is it unanimous? Is it with the consent of the other side? Or is it again one of the problem where only they plague the party more into issues of contempt, in and out of court?
I refer you again to paragraph 90.10.6. Decisions of the ITGC shall be made by simple majority.
But it has to be
Simple
done.
and straightforward.
But it equally says it has to be done in tandem with that blah 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 blah. Correct, sir?
No.
Okay.
Decisions of the ITGC, go to paragraph 90.10.6. It tells you that to enhance blah 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 unity, decisions of the ITGC has to be done by simple majority. And so whilst the ITGC was ready to submit the list of 25 men to man the lower level elections, a meeting was convened, and that list was deliberated and endorsed. And it was that list that was signed by the chairman and submitted to PPRC, NEFCOT.
All right, many thanks for that, Mr. Kamara, because tonight is about clarifying.
Are we there?
Yes, you hear me. We hear you. So just in case you not hear we hear you, and they say many thanks. You hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, the clarification is clear, and tonight is the part of the process now for clarify, so people then go understand this thing. Although the issue of a simple majority seem to be the interpretation is, if other people are not join the chairperson gets an obligation for make a decision in behalf of the body. The people then go get for make an form an opinion on that. But me just to say thank you for the clarification, and the world is listening. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking to lawyer ABDUL Karim Kamara Esq, and they try to clarify certain issues and to regarding the ITGC, the composition of the interim council, and the way forward. Lawyer Kamara, I want to put this to you, sir. Yeah. Earlier on, you say the comments of the ECSL chairman, I've been asked for a special opinion on that. It doesn't really make much of a difference because they talk about everything is stable, list has been submitted, and a question the submission of names, as appointed by the district chairman, not in tandem with the others. Even though
in fact, let us lay it bare.
Okay.
Let us lay it bare. Let us call things by their names.
Yes, sir.
There is no way, with all due respect to the chairman of PPRC, for making accommodate a list from whosoever that has purported himself to be secretary of the ITGC. That's complete insubordination for every organized system. When the chairman has submitted a list, for the secretary to just get up one moment and say, no, that list of the chairman is not correct. The secretary has made this on. That's complete insubordination. Some of them, they live at the West. Then when you attempt any organized system, you are fired ASAP. The ITGC has leadership. The ITGC called a meeting. That meeting, decisions were made as to who are those people that are going to form the TIIMC. That list was composed, was compiled. That list was endorsed by the chairman and submitted to PPRC. I think if PPRC don't receive list from chairman, any other person can go list. They say, no, I don't receive from chairman. Any other thing I go solve on the chairman knock out list. That is where orderliness and cohesion, if you want to maintain a fair balance. But for make you continue for expand the divide, you hold Naya, you say, no, we're not going to resolve. We'll not tell you, say, we'll get problem. We'll just tell you, say, on behalf of the ITGC, that this list will not submit. That is where we go. For a few people in Sudan, they not become a meeting. After we don't make decision, we don't go submit to you, then come back all of a sudden, they say, no, we'll not be agree. Now this time we're in position, and you entertain them. It's like you're not in conflict. To be honest.
Again, lawyer. Okay, sorry. Again, lawyer Kamara, many thanks for the clarification in there. Another bone of contention, of course, all of this kind of look intertwined, is that of the actions of the Secretary General purported, I use the word purported in inverted commas, yes, and the head of the Secretariat. There is some confusion around those of us where they watch from beyond the scenes, from the public gallery. Will you clarify for the sake of the public, who done at the Secretary General, waiting at the Secretary General in whole, waiting at the distinction or difference between the head of the Secretariat and allegedly the Secretary General?
God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Let me lay this again bare as I've laid so many things bare. Go to paragraph, note and down, write and down. Go to paragraph 9011 of the judgment of Justice Adrian Fisher. Paragraph 90 sub 11 of the judgment of Justice Adrian Fisher dated 28th April 2022. What I make clear to the ITGC and to the whole world today, the 21-man committee now gets nobody in the secretary. I repeat, I make a give authority. I'm talking from an authoritative point of view. Had the judge wanted to create an office to be known as the office of the secretary, he would have created so. But he did not do that. Let me read you the extract of paragraph 9011. Let me read it ipsissima. It says, the second defendant, and who is the second defendant? The second defendant is who? Ambassador Usman Fode Yansane. The second defendant shall vacate the office of Secretary General and hand over the Secretariat, including, underline, and hand over the Secretariat. Underline the word hand over the Secretariat, including but not limited to a detailed handing over notes, bank statements, bank account information, membership documents, and all offices of the Secretariat to the chairman of the ITGC on the 10th, at 10 a.m. on Friday, the 13th day of May 2022. Show me who said at this judgment where he say, hand them over to the secretary. There's nowhere. That tells you there is no office created in this judgment called the secretary. That was complete insubordination to the highest extent. So for whosoever purports or dress himself in a self-styled manner to call himself a secretary. There's nowhere in this judgment to create an office called the secretary. The only office we have in the ITGC is the chairman. Now you make the judge. He not say if I don't create an office called the secretary, if I don't create rank into this whole thing. He said the secretariat, bank documents, membership, all thing. He said give the chairman. They're not saying go give secretary. Who said go come out with secretary?
So let me ask you this, sir. Thank you again for the clarification. But it sounds again more ambiguous, not on your part, because we know organizational wise, when you redundant one secretary, in other words, an organization needs to have a secretary. So even though the judge, according to you, not create a secretary in that respect inside a directive, but probably are you implying that the chairman was then delegated for form a committee or subcommittee, whichever way you want to call them, where then
wonderful
will be appointed?
Wonderful. According to the chairman, the first meeting where they hold, he said, let us make rules of procedure for the conduct of the ITGC. They kick them off. They said, no, we're not ready for no rules of procedure now. He said, hey, he said, I want us to do things in an orderly fashion. Honorable Bundu, Ibrahim Bundu, he said, hey, Mina, an experienced lawmaker. I'm not going in a committee, we're not get rules of procedure. They said, no, no rules of procedure. Then there comes in the ad hoc committees. They call them ad hoc committees. So for each committee had a committee head. So then creates a committee called the head of secretariat, the head of publicity, the head of finance, and so forth and so on. The first person will be there as a recorder for the secretariat was Gaddafi. Gaddafi was the first recorder for the committee that was called the Secretariat Committee. After one meeting, two meetings, the third meeting, the first meeting was Gaddafi. The second meeting was Bumne. The third meeting would have been Gaddafi, but he not go the meeting. So now I say, well, Abdul Kabo, because you're a member of this committee, today anchor us this program, record the minutes of this meeting. Abdul Kabo, on that day, he became the recorder. The same minutes, the same second, catapulted to a self-styled Secretary General. I repeat. That was where the whole confusion emanated from. He said, oh, the other side get chairman, the other side don't get secretary. And the chairman said, okay, for peace, una let go ahead. But just don't say you are a recorder, just be keeping meeting minutes. And then they catapulted to establishing the office of the secretariat, be headed by Abdul Kabo. And now they started doing things in parallel to the chairman. When the chairman says this, they go this way. When the chairman call meeting, Abdul Kabo, they call EO meeting. When the chairman say, let go so, Abdul Kabo say, no, we're not so they go. Division.
Absolutely.
But go back to the basics.
Okay.
There is no office created within the ITGC that is called the Secretariat Office. No. The judge did not create that one.
Okay, so just a quick one now, sir, on that same basis, instead of we go in circles. How does the interim committee function in terms of a Secretary General, which is a key structure, key component of an organization? Where are we now?
Yes, the committee operates with a recorder, meaning we always meet. When we meet, we have a recorder for that meeting, and then deliberations are taken, recorded, resolutions are made, final, the chairman signs. Because the chairman,
thank you for that. Is there a consensus on that now between all sides?
Yes, I repeat, yes.
So where is Honorable Abdul Kabo now in between all of this?
Because these guys have succeeded in building a cabal along themselves to supporting something else that is not in the best interest of the general good of the APC.
Okay. So let me take you back into Parliament. We're coming to the conclusion of this particular program. It's been a great program, I suppose. It's up there for the public to opine on this and say, but these are clarifications. and it's a very testy issue, and it borders along a major political party, if not the biggest, and just within the cusp of an election, which is supposed to shape the political, social, and economic landscape of our country for a long time to come. How pleased are you with una political representation in Parliament?
Pardon me?
How pleased are you in all of what we've been saying, sir? Contextually speaking, ITGC, the formation or the construct of this ITGC, eight man na Parliament, 4 man from the party organization, 9 man from the chairman your side. But going back to Parliament, because Parliament is key, and Yusuf don't say that many a times, because the party was devoid of a structure. So therefore, Parliament began to play a major role because there was no structure. But now we see some things that way people and they allude to as undermining. So I just ask, in your personal and legal perspective, how do you see the performance of una parliamentary representatives in this entire issue?
Save for the few guys that have come to the ITGC with ulterior motive. But holistically, our parliamentarians have done tremendously well from a national look of it and from the party lens. Our members of parliament, they have done tremendously well for this country, for the party, and for the furtherance of democracy. They have challenged bills that are not in the interest of this country. They have challenged laws that will have been passed that are not in the good or best interest of the majority. They have argued and made points. They have stood their ground to defending this country. So to me, if I'm rating our parliamentarians in the world of parliament, to be honest, I'll give them 95%. Save, save, I underline the word, save for the handpicked ones that were brought to the ITGC that are wreaking mayhem as to hindering the progress of the party internally.
I mean, again, Lawyer Kamara, a lot of ambiguity there as well, because it seemed like contradictory. 95% save for those that were sent into the ITGC, but sent by whom? It's the same people that you are grading and giving this top mark. But let's leave that for another day, sir. Back to the chairman, Mr. Peter Alfred Conte, in appointment of district chairman them without the consent of the others. Is this not more provocation, even though he has got the right, according to you, to do such, and in the interest of party, but una not seem for the work in tandem? This is not a more confusion. The chairman make decision, somebody else opposed to him, una end up in court.
Exactly, I don't want moderators to be going. It is not the chairman that makes decision. It's the ITGC that makes decision.
And the composition of the ITGC is a 21-man committee. And there doesn't seem to be a quorum. That's the point.
There is no quorum formed in the ITGC. The judge never creates quorum. It says decisions of the ITGC shall be by simple majority. Go back to paragraph 90(10)(6).
We agree, sir. I think the difference here is, Lawyer Kamara, is what then constitutes a simple majority. To we, the ordinary eyes, a simple majority means the greater number.
Those who attended that meeting when such.
Does it say in the document those that attend the meeting, the numbers that attend the meeting? Does it say in the document?
Yes, are those people that will make the decision.
Okay. So similarly with the analogy where you give about parliament, where they make a vote, if you're not there, of course you don't get counted. The one they waiting and they make the decision.
They count, pan, simple, pan, you know, to parliamentarian. You know, in fact, for this one you don't talk, so that is how it happens. That is what is meant by simple majority. Now he make, listen. Now he make, if you remember, might jog your memory. Might just refresh your memory. Because APC we don't use for waka, then they come on a parliament. Any small bill, except people go back, the waka come on a parliament. When the time comes for the public election bill, APC they don't want to boycott parliament. They say, yeah, now we know they boycott again, they go sit on it. Because if they for don't attempt to boycott, except people don't pass the bill. But they go sit on a parliament, they argue the bill, they challenge the bill, and that bill not be passed. So equally, if there be no for say certain decisions are going to be made and they are not in support, attend the meeting and make your positions clear.
Which is
not attend meetings.
Which
and
is
remember,
true.
the ITGC is working within a time frame.
Which is true.
And
Which
the
is
same
true.
one day by asking I say we get less than 7 months to general elections.
Which is true, sir, but the same APC has sat there and bills that are deemed draconian has been passed, and those bills cannot be passed except with their acquiescence and their consent. Again, in terms of timeline, I know we talk about this briefly, but we come now, so now in a short put now we depend lower level elections. We don't go past, I think, 10 days today or 9 days, correct me if I'm wrong, past the stipulated time, even by virtue of the judgment. Have you got any concerns, sir? Any worries?
Yes, we are a bit worried, but again, we are satisfied that we are not going to lapse in time. Because I am telling you categorically and emphatically clear with all certainty attached that we are going to work within a limited time frame that is given to us, 60 days, for our lower level elections to be conducted.
So that's 28 days after the National Delegate Conference should have commenced. Again,
then
on
28 days after the conduct of all lower level elections, they will march to the National Delegate Conference.
How confident are you, sir, that we're going to go see an APC flag bearer in January?
But one day happen a salon for make president contest elections 91. It not ever happen. They ever happen a salon. Anybody they say, well, the way they say, until like say APC not going to forget flag bearer, that person in a daydream. We are going to contest the elections come the 24th of June 2023, and we are going to contest those elections with all the unity and oneness the APC so solicits, and then we are going to go with oneness. APC now one word, oh yeah. APC now one word, oh. We will take it there. One word, one presidential candidate.
Sound very much like a party stalwart, and the confidence that you are building in your people tonight is unimaginable. But the truth is, the party is still divided at the seam, and I want to play this video for you for present evidence and your opinion, please. Take a listen.
Spokesman Alpha Khan Alhaji Alhaji Khan Moja Kai Kai. Where Moja Alhaji Moja Kai Kai? You there? Honorable Moja Kai Kai. Anyway, you there? You see this part? This part, I'm a small brother. It's straight. We do not left, we left saloon. When we say we left mother, yes, we left mother.
Okay, Lawyer Kamara, for the benefit of time, I will cut this video short, but I shall say this is a video where you don't see or your companion them or colleagues around you will have seen this, you will have had a discussion around this. But in the interest of party unity, this is an eyesore. These are two heavyweights of the, okay, we don't lost Lawyer Kamara briefly. Hopefully he comes back. But the point I've been trying for making in terms of that video day is these are two former heavyweights of this particular party. Of course, they are thriving their own trade now, but who knows? The idea that two people will be so they up in the hierarchy of the All People's Congress have left them and openly they campaign for this administration of retired Brigadier His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio. It simply implies there is a feud in the family. It can be resolved, and I think this they can attribute to, but until you own up, it's difficult for you to get to the bottom of it. So we almost they come towards the program, and the honorable lawyer will join we for close this beautiful program where it don't hold so far in terms of clarification. But whilst we wait, let's see whether we can break down into some quick adverts again. Don't touch that dial. This is not the TNN TV media empire. Now Prince Emil Kroma. Today, now the 9th day of November 2022. And we'll talk about issues which are germane to a political conversation. Political discourse, economic discourse, social discourse for the benefit of nation, not for an individual. Take a listen.
Loda Dede, Butter Dede, Sugar Dede, Mi Fambulem. The Maboka Boys School and the Matura Girls School, Moga and Moba, they come up with one meet and greet event. Now the Crawford Tenant Hall, Camberwell, SE5, 9EP, November 25. Time 5 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. This na free event. And I can support Matura and Boys School, what they call Moba and Moga. Now the Crawford Tenant Hall. The number they will go contact for know more about this event. Now 0781561875 and 07960849931. In a can dance to Booga Booga. This na Moga and Moba. And I can.
Okay, Fambulem, this now just for remind Fambulem that this now Dr. Imambe Kadi Kamara. We don't do charity business, especially dealing with the disabled people, and for many years now. It is celebrate 22 years being in this business, 22 years. So now the 22nd anniversary advert, now the watch show. The date now the 26th of November 2022. The time now 5 p.m. till 12 a.m. midnight on that day. It's a 9 birthday on that day, and also they do a book launch. It's now massive gala and dinner in support of education, health, and agriculture. You can't have it more than this. Massive program. And all this program in the whole and the fabulous, prestigious Raphael Hotel within a number 34 Lambert Road, SW11 3RF. Ticket now 50 pound no more, 50 pound. And trust me, for that 50 pound, you will get far more than you anticipate for. Good company, good food, and drink for wash the food down. Numbers the way for contact if you want to go to this program. Now 072968939992 or 07493847687. Not forget, this now that wonderful program where every year for the past 22 years, this woman on the whole this program, all in support of the disabled them, and also for support education, health, and agriculture. A good day. I don't get me sus already, I don't get me close already, and I'm sure you will be there too, aren't you? Okay, I think we get lawyer Kamara back. ABDUL Karim Kamara Esq is back for close this program. It will have been very unfair in a brilliant program like this, in not turn up for closer. So, lawyer Kamara, are you there? You hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant stuff. Okay, so just one or two more questions for let me close this program. And as a lawyer, obviously, you offer your final opinion or final summary for close this brilliant program. But before then, some of the problems, then we don't talk a lot about the problems, but it's good for identify the problems if you go get for look for solutions. I'm sure we have an agreement on that. And part of for surely division within the structure of this ITGC. Now, the recent voter registration business. So whilst an arm of the body come out and pull a voter registration number, the chairman and your group frown at that, saying something which is correct, but it does not stop other people then from bringing out a number whether they anticipate, say, this provisional number anyway. I wonder what you take on that. Why would the chairman frown on the same people that were supposed to be on the same side, where only they try to promote party unity, but the chairman is saying, no, you're not supposed to be?
Please, it's not really like that. The chairman is not saying it's not supposed to be. I continue to anchor the same point. It's not Alfred Peter Conte that says no. It's not Alfred Peter Conte that says yes. Wherever decisions that are coming from the ITGC are decisions that are supported by a simple majority.
Okay. One final question to you, sir, before your final summary will be the much vaunted, talked about PR system. What are you take, sir, both from a legal and your personal view as a member of the party? Because there are two distinct sides to you here, the legal side and as a member of the All People's Congress.
From the legal point of view is this. Pursuant to the constitutional instruments as amended 2001, 38A, the conditions that necessitate, that warrants a PR system are non-existent. Clear. That is from a legal point of view. And so therefore, the party's position is this. Because the APC is a democratic party and it's a party that believes in the core tenets of democracy, any attempt of any individual or group of persons to undermine the core values of democracy will resist and will challenge. And we are ready to making sure that we exhaust all remedies as provided for by law to making sure that nobody tramples on democracy.
Okay, many thanks for that. Finally, what view do you hold? Of course, you don't articulate that earlier, but it sounds more to me. Of course, you will hold a different opinion. Sound more to me like the biblical adage: hope, things that you hope for. You know, you're like in faith. But there has to be structures if we are realist. In other words, the party, with all of the tendency where they go through, with all of the problems that they are going through, 2023, everything seems for they against them. We don't hold a brilliant show. Then I will talk about state capture, and there's a reason behind state capture. 2 years back, we talk about the rigging of elections. So we talk about the standards, and now we can begin. This is 2 years ago. Now we're talking about state capture. The long and short of it is like everything is geared against, and every incumbent can do that in some respect. In this case, with the CM, is widespread intimidation, threats, the institutions, and etc. How confident are you 2023? You will put all of this behind you and take power, if you like?
In few words, I would say yes. The APC is more than willing to take over the realms of governance. We are a formidable party and we are ready. We have nothing that is holding us back. The APC, forget about our individual party fracas. The APC is united. We are resolved, we are resolute to taking up power come 2023 through the ballot box.
Absolutely. Thanks for that final clarification. One final word, summary of the interview or something. One final word to the general public.
I want to make it very clear that my opinion as far as the judgment of Justice Adrian Fisher is concerned, is not coming from a legal lens. However, because it is sub judice and it is na court, my opinion was on the basis of a member of the APC and as a comrade of the All People's Congress. On that note, I want to say tata to everybody who listen to the program, and I call everybody, and this is exactly our clear on call. Whosoever way they be done promise him or way they not give, where they be done drive at the party, where we don't vex go sit down, where we don't fall and fold foot, everybody come on board. Let we come push this party activities, let we take over power come 2023. Thank you so much.
And thank you very much. That's a final message of reconciliation and appeal, an olive branch if you like, a white handkerchief if you like, to those, you know. I really miss out something, but maybe we'll leave them out. When I lost you briefly, I've been to play a tape of the former vice president, you know, yeah, they campaign outrightly. In fact, let me use this opportunity for let you address this. And forgive me, Famulem, because this sounds very unconventional, but absolutely necessary. I shall say you don't see that tape. I've been a player before I lost you. Of former vice president.
Pardon me, please.
You know the video where they circulate social media, which has gone viral, of the former vice president Victor Fo openly the campaign for president, the re-election of President Julius Maada Bio. And in that video, they call few of una people and maybe they associate themselves with the party, Moijoy Kaikai, and then Honorable Alpha Khan, you know, also we now are the presidential spokesperson. The clarification will be the seek. Are these people still members of the All People's Congress?
That it's subjected to the 2022 APC party constitution. And however, I want to make this abundantly clear that we are not intimidated, we are not jittery by their deflection or whatever they are doing. We are very much certain of the fact that Comrade Victor Bokari Fo, former vice president, and Comrade Alpha Bakar Sidiku Kanu, these guys, we are not intimidated. We know when the party is together.
Okay, the lawyer seemed for the fade out, but lawyer, if you hear me, one final word is, yes, you mentioned the APC Constitution of 2022, and from a legal framework of things, I think it's specific in the party in constitution that such activities of these two men will be deemed as anti-party activities because they are actually campaigning against the party that they say they belong to. So therefore, in my understanding, the party, they no longer belong to the party, or the party reserves the right to fire them. But having said that, I want to say thank you so much, sir, for partaking in this program tonight and for the first time on the Then and Now. We hope for bring you come back soon, so that maybe we go help for the clarified things along the way. We really do appreciate you and thank you once more. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a TNN TV Media Empire broadcast on the 9th day of November, 2023. I want to say thank you to all those that participated. All we talk here in behalf of nation state and clarifications, and I know a lot of clarifications were made here tonight to the confused minds, including myself. So until we see again, ladies and gentlemen, have a very good evening, a good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Bye-bye. Ta-da. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for listening.